Hi everyone, Mrs. Boyt Live. Today, it's an easy lesson. We're going to talk about perimeter and area. So let's go. Short lesson today. I just wanted to remind you that perimeter is the outer edge of the figure. So it's as if you took a string and you were seeing how much string you would need to outline the entire edge of the shape. You would add up all of those line segments together, and then you would have one. And sometimes, we try to trick you. We say, oh, this side is X. What do you think that side length is? Then you have to go across and see what that side length is. So that's as simple as perimeter is. Even when you give those unknowns, you can figure it out. You have enough information. And the area is the little squares that fit inside of the boxes. Today, I'm going to throw in the area of a triangle, so we can even take some triangles out of a figure or put them into a figure and then still get the area. So here we go. We're going to do it on paper mostly today. So get your journals out. Let's take this figure as an example and work the area and perimeter of this very, very interesting figure. We have a rectangle in the center. We have another rectangle attached here on the bottom, and we have a triangle attached at the top. The first thing we need to determine, remember, is perimeter is adding up all of the sides. So it's the total of the side lengths. Now the area, we're going to have to work out the area in three different, actually we're going to work out that area, this area, this area. And then we need to make sure we take out this area because this is like an opening in the shape. It's an open window in the shape. So we need to minus that from the area. So it will be the three shapes minus the one shape that is open. So we have our work cut out for us. This is a lot of little mental math. It's a lot of little computation, and we can make a careless error. But the first thing we need to do is go around the perimeter and make sure we have all the lengths that we need. Okay, first of all, we have that side. We have this one. It's a 7. We don't have this side, but it's on the opposite of this. And this is an isosceles triangle. So if that's 5, we can also assume that this one is 5. Now, again, we have this 7 and this 3, but we don't have this amount of that piece. What do we have to do? We have to look opposite of it. We have to highlight this plus this plus this, because this plus this plus this should equal this. It's the same length. And so we're going to add those up. It's 5 plus 5 plus 2 is 12. So 7 plus 3 plus this should also equal 12. 7 plus 3 is 10. So then we know this piece is worth 2. Now we have another question mark here. We don't know what that is, but we know it's a rectangle and this side is equal to this side. They're parallel to each other. So they're also equal in length. So 8 is equal to 8. So this side is 8. So if we go around, we can see we have a 7, a 5, a 5, a 2, an 8, a 5, a 3, a 5. What's this? That's another shape we didn't have. That's also 3. If that's 3, then that's 3. So 3, a 2, and an 8. And I wouldn't have known that was missing if I didn't go around the figure and make sure. So I put this as a starting point. Let's start with the 7. Let's start there and add everything up. We have a 7. We have a 5. We have another 5. And then we have a 2. We have an 8. We have a 5, a 3, a 5, a 3, a 2, and an 8. Ooh, that's a lot of numbers, right? Now, however you want to add that up, you can. You could just go in and say, okay, 5, 10, 15, 20. Then we could go and get the 8 and the 2 for 10. There's 10 more. We could pull the 7 and the 3 here for 10. There's another 8 and 2 for 10. And then there's a 3. So I've got all my numbers, 20, 30, 40, 53. So my perimeter equals 53. Now we're going to work on the area, and we're going to start up here at the triangle. And remember the formula to find out the area of a triangle. Ooh, fix that. Is base, half the base times the height, which sometimes looks like that. Or you can also actually do half the height base, because sometimes it's easier to multiply the height times the base, and it's easier to half the height. In our case, half of 4 is 2, and 2 times 3 is 6. So half of 3 is 1.5, and 1.5 times 4 is also 6. But you could see how it's easier to half the height in this case. So we know that 2 times 3 is 6. So we know that the area of that first figure is 6. Ooh, there you are. Can you see that? Next, we'll do the area of the biggest triangle. So we're going to do the area of this rectangle. And we know that is just base times height. We added up the lengths of these 3 lengths to find out what the top length was, and we found out that this was 12 and the top was 12. So we actually know that the base of this rectangle is 12 and the height is 8. So the area of this first figure is simply 12 times 8, and that is worth 96. Next, we need to get the area of this figure right here. We know the base is, so the area of that third, here's the first figure, here's the second figure, and here's the third figure. Area of this quadrilateral is, again, base times the height. The base is 5, the height is 3. 5 times 3 is 15. Now we have all of these 3 areas we can go ahead and add up. So we can add up the 6, the 15, and the 96. And you could put that in any order that you want because it's commutative. So you can order it in any way. I'd put the biggest number first. It's just a habit. So you have 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 15 is 17. Put the 7, carry the 1, 9, 10, 11. The area of that total figure up here is 117. But we're not done because we haven't really done the area yet. We haven't done the area until we subtract that quadrilateral that's in the center. And if we go back and look at the figure, we can see that it's a base of 4. Well, how do I know that? Because if the top is 4, the bottom is also 4. And it's a height of 3. So I have to subtract that 4th figure, the area of that square, which is 4 times 3, or 12. So now I have to take the 117 and subtract 12 from it in order to reveal my true area of this figure. Area equals 105. All right, you guys did really good work today. I hope this clarifies a little bit about perimeter and area. And that's all I'm going to give you today because we've had a lot of intense videos lately. So you guys have a really good day, and I'll put some problems on Google Class to see if you could figure them out. Okay, everybody, have a good evening. Bye.